Say hi guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Naomi T. Grant. If this is your first time here, today's video, as you guys can tell, is going to be all things brows. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to groom your brows at home. If you're interested in content about beauty, fashion, and motherhood, make sure that you subscribe. Like this video if you enjoy it, and make sure that you hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time I post. For the rest of the video, I will be doing a voiceover, so it's going to be very, very in-depth. So make sure that you guys are taking notes. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. And I hope you guys enjoy. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'll be using Veet's 3-in-1 facial hair cream removal, as well as some Q-tips and a spoolie and a scissor, which I'll be showing you guys later on. This is how my brows look after not doing my brows for about 2 weeks. So I let it grow out for 2 weeks. Sometimes I do 3 weeks depending on, my schedule. But because I'm stuck in the house, I noticed that my brows just needed a little grooming, and I figured why not record the process for you guys. The first step before applying the cream onto your face is to use a spoolie to brush through your brows. I like to brush them upwards. This allows you to see which areas need to be cleaned up on your brows. You're able to see if your brow hairs have grown a little bit too long on the top. You really are able to get a clear idea of what areas need more attention than others. This is now the cream product, and I like to use my Q-tip and apply it on my face with that. I take a little bit of the product and squeeze it on the back of my hand, maybe like a pea-sized amount, and then I like to swirl the Q-tip around it. I like to really get the cream all around the Q-tip, trying not to apply too much in the beginning and applying more if I need to later. As you guys can see, I start off by applying it at the bottom tip of the brow. This is the area which is the most noticeable of all of the growth that has happened within the last time that you did your brows. If you start here and you really get used to applying the product on your face in this area, it makes it so much easier to do it in other areas, like closer to the inner part of the brow and on top of the brow. Those areas don't really need as much cleaning up. The growth in those areas are not as noticeable, but you're going to need a very steady hand when cleaning up those areas. And the best way to practice is by starting off in that area where it's most prominent and most obvious where to apply the product. So when you're getting in those areas where it's not as obvious, you have gotten accustomed to holding the Q-tip. This is a very similar technique as to what it's like when you apply concealer underneath your eyebrows when you're doing your makeup. Very, very similar thing, just using a different product. I also like to take the product and apply it in the middle of my eyebrows. I do happen to grow hair in between both of my eyebrows, so I love to clean up that area so that it's very nice and clean and defined. You can keep it if you want. It really is not a problem area to me, but I've been doing my brows like this for maybe the past 2 years, so I've just grown accustomed to always cleaning up that area. I'm now taking some of the product and applying it on top of my eyebrows. I am not trying to get too close to the top of my eyebrow because I like the feeling and the look of a more natural brow. So on the top area is really not an issue for me. I don't mind if it looks a little bit more full on the top, but I do like to clean it up so that the hair going towards my hairline, I don't have a lot of hair in that area. Number one, it's very obvious because I don't have hair, so I'll see it, but it's just a really nice way to make my brows look a little bit more clean and more defined. After I do my initial layer of the product, sometimes I like to go in just to add a little bit more product in some areas that I just find necessary, and also to clean up any lines that aren't very straight. This is a very important step because you want your eyebrows to look like they were professionally done, and you really want to make sure that you are creating very sharp, precise, clean lines with this cream, because when you wipe it off, any areas where you weren't very neat and precise, you will see because you'll have hair still showing in that area. Another thing that is extremely important is time. 5 to 6 minutes is the amount of time that it takes for this product to work and to remove the hair. This is extremely important. If you go over that time, especially if you have maybe sensitive skin, you can cause yourself to have a burn. We don't want that to happen. We don't want this product to irritate the skin or create a burn or have your skin bleeding. So be very, very, very mindful of the time. I'm starting by doing my other brow, doing the same exact thing, but I'm being very mindful of time. By the time I get to the second brow, I have pretty much a hang of it, and it takes me maybe a minute to complete doing the other brow. Also, the first brow that I like to do is usually my troublesome brow. So by the time that I get to the next brow, it's just a lot easier because this brow has a more defined shape than the other brow does. So be very, very, very mindful on time. Another step that I take to make sure that my brows are very clean and look very professional is I take a clean Q-tip and I just go over to make sure that there's not any cream, facial hair cream product on my brows in areas that I don't want my hair to be removed at. Sometimes things get messy, and if you act fast enough, you're able to clean up that area so that you're not removing hair on your brows in areas that you did not intend to remove the hair. So after about approximately 5 to 6 minutes, this is the time that you take a washcloth or a towel, maybe even a paper towel, and some warm water. And you're going to start removing the hair, removing the cream product off of your face. What I like to do is I take the towel and I bring it upward on the face and then bring the towel downward. Not only is it a really clean and effective way of removing the product from your face so that you don't smear it and get it all over the place, but it also works to remove the hair out of the follicle. I find when I just add a little bit more pressure and I pull the towel upward and bring it downward, it removes the hair out of the follicle faster, and I don't have to go back and forth trying to remove all of the product from off of my face. This next step is probably the most important step because I'm using this cream product, which is an aloe vera cream, which is also white, just like the hair removal cream. So please read the bottle. You do not want to put this product all over your brows like this. It will remove all of the hair off your brows if it's the wrong product. So I take a little bit of this and I massage it onto my brows or any area that I applied this cream. It really does help with healing this area. You are putting a chemical on your face that is removing the hair. If you do not use a cream or some sort of oil that is going to help moisturize this area, you can easily cause burning in this area, and you don't want that. After I applied this product, I can go in and clean up a little bit more. I realized that I didn't bring the cream up high enough to my hairline, so I had a lot of hair in this area, and I decided to add more of the facial hair removal. I'm also going to go in on both sides of my brows and get really, really close in detail and clean up any areas that I may have missed. You cannot do this step if you, one, go over 6 minutes because your skin is going to be very sensitive, very, very tender. Two, if you do not apply the aloe vera, I wait another 3 to 4 minutes and then I remove this product from my face. The next step is to use my scissors from Tweezerman. These are brow scissors specifically meant to clean up the brow area. Once again, I go in with my spoolie. I brush my brow hairs up for the same reason that I did before, just to see what brow hairs are a little bit too long. The brow hairs do tend to curl a bit, so if you do not brush your hairs upward, you're not able to see which hairs are a little bit too long, especially right in the front area of the brow. I'm able to just go in and clean it up a little bit. I'm taking the scissor and very gently like lining it onto my brow and just clipping it very softly, very, very gently. I do not recommend this if you don't really feel comfortable using a very sharp object next to the face because these scissors are very, very, very sharp. It does take practice, and what better time to practice than now when you're at, on lockdown, stuck in the house. The scissors is definitely not necessary, but it does allow the brows just to look a little bit more clean. Whenever you get your eyebrows done professionally, they always go in at the end with some scissors just to clean up any long brow hairs. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed. I've been doing my eyebrows like this for the past 2 years and I love it. I always get compliments on my brows and it saves me a lot of money. It's about $10 for the whole kit and it usually lasts anywhere between 6 to 9 months. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone that you think will be interested in learning how to groom their brows at home. I hope you guys are all staying safe and I look forward to talking to you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye.